train. Except with more progress done. Yep. Okay, live on YouTube. Hell yeah. Listen, it's time for getting work done now. We do have to... I am going to have to figure out, like, opening and closing this door, though. Surely just switch the model? We could switch the whole model. I guess we could switch the whole model. I wouldn't mind just having this as a separate piece, because then we can quickly animate the opening and the closing for any players that are nearby it. Or within relevancy of it. They'll see it open and close. So I think there'll just be a separate static mesh. Okay. Shit, man. It's not a huge concern right now, but definitely something to keep in mind for the future. The future. The future. Where would we... So, what are we doing next? The gear arrangement. Okay, so let's get a checklist going for the gear arrangement. First off, we need a gear item. We need a gear arrangement BP initial blueprint. Gearbox model with missing gear. Slotting gear into gearbox. It's gonna be a very interesting task. Like, the thing is with this gearbox, ideally it would be really cool if the gearbox was in a wall. You know what I mean? I feel like that'd be sick. If it was like straight in the wall, that'd be perfect. But then that means every train mesh needs to have a predefined spot for where that would be. I can't just like cut out a part of it. I guess I can. To be fair, we do need to make the trains modular. All of them right now follow one gigantic static mesh. Maybe we should do that today. We need a more modular workflow for the trains. Because right now the problem is that they just all are their own static meshes. And everything's combined into one fucking thing, which is horrendous. One for performance. 2 for gameplay modularity. 3 for my sanity. Huh. Eating some bread and young onions. It slaps. Why do onions make me cry, but it tastes so young? Excuse me, bread and onions? What is this, fucking scrandle? How are other game trains split up? I don't know. I'm just thinking about like my own development process, right? Every single train right now is combined into one big piece. Even the main engine is just one gigantic fucking static mesh that has a shit ton of material slots. And ideally, it would be a lot nicer if these were separated into their own kind of things. I'm an upcoming game dev. I'm adjusting to the economy. Rice plus water. Brother, you got to make rice with water anyway. You got to cook the rice with water anyways. What do you mean? You need the water for the rice anyways. I don't cook much, but I at least know that. But yeah, you can see all of our trains right now are all one ginormous thing. Which is super chaotic, and then anytime I want to make a new unique train, I essentially have to go into Blender, export a whole new thing, and that sucks. The only problem with creating that's what I'm thinking, Scotty, the hull. But the thing is, with the hull, they have predefined window spots. So maybe we just have a bunch of different variants with different spots where windows could be, or no windows, or whatever. Maybe we just follow that kind of workflow. And then kind of just go like that. The rails, this part needs to be separate. The only reason why I haven't separated it yet is because once I separate it, the WPO is going to break, and we're going to have to do that whole thing where we set up a different material, like we adjust the shader a little bit. Train could be split up into front, back, and then wall module, window module, like slicing a cake. We could just turn this all into like one big modular thing. We could split up the walls into grids. And since we don't have to do light baking, and I'm not too worried about light baking for this because we literally cannot make use of light baking in this project. Thanks, Unreal. I'm honestly thinking of reaching out to a couple people that do a lot of C++ and asking them if they know of a way to take the level instances and then like allow light building on them and keep the built lighting. Yeah, level instances suck. You know something I saw though? I saw a video of someone generating fake shadows using vertex painting, and that made me think, could you generate fake global illumination with vertex paint? The thing is, you would have to use one of the plugins that makes the vertex paints changeable in runtime. You would have to do that. Have you thought of, about how that thing is going to make turns? Because I tried making a train before. It didn't go so well. This will not be turning in the game. I've thought about how we can make it so we could maybe fake it with a shader, make it look like the train is doing turns. And then whatever's close to you is just staying as its regular static mesh that's straight. But I was just like, fuck it. This train's just on a straight path. It's just on a straight path. I know for Unity, you can keep light maps and prefabs. I'm sure there's a way to hack that in Unreal. You could probably hack it into it, but you'd probably... I think this is on a level where this can't be like code added on top or overriding things. It might just be on a whole basis of like, you need the engine version and then modify the engine code. I'm golden. You could make it a dynamic texture. You could just make it a texture. Yeah. You could make it a texture. But then that means I'd have to create my own baking lighting system. I'd have to create my own baking lighting system. And then every material is going to need its own custom slot for its baked lighting. So I'd literally just recreate the lighting build system. It wouldn't, it's not fucking, it's not happening. I just don't think it's necessary. It'd be great. We'd have a lot of great details. Like here, I wanted to have lights here that can then bake lighting with the emissive. But one, I think that counts as static, and static lighting can't be adjusted. So great, good stuff. Because we have electricity, that makes it much fucking harder. So we're just gonna have to find ways to come up with optimized dynamic lighting, because I don't think baked lighting is just no go. It's not fucking happening. I wish Lumen wasn't so ugly. I think the thing is with Lumen is it just takes too much performance. I'm sure I can find ways of doing dynamic lighting without the use of Lumen. Lumen would look great on a game like Ronin. That could work really well because of the amount of fucking emissives and things going on in the world. Now, we could use screen space GI, which apparently is not bad, and you could probably optimize it enough for it to look okay. And you could always just make it disableable. And like that looks cool because you can then see like some of the stuff going on, but yeah, it's screen space GI. Then the problem is it's screen space GI, which is only screen space. Gonna try to make a modular train. We'll report back. Let me know how it go. You could do the typical hack, make 2 trains, one with baked lighting and one without. When the power goes out, you hide the baked light and unhide the powerless one without light. That is psychopathic. I think the ideal thing would be if it was a texture that we add on to literally every single mesh that has baked lighting, we would just turn off the baked lighting because then there's no more lights. We would just set it to 0 so it has no influence. Because ideally that's how it would work. Fuck baked lighting. I just don't think it's going to be feasible in this project. Might be a way to keep static light maps on moving objects by taking force surface. So force surface, you can do that. However, the problem still stands if you bake the lighting in a level instance and then go back to your persistent level, which is this is the persistent level, the game world level. The light map will still not load in, even if you were to force surface. Now, we could try, but I'm pretty sure the entire thing is just like, it won't load in the light map like at all. Because it has its own like folder of light maps associated with the level. So I think we are fucked no matter what. Unfortunately, this is just how it be. Supposed to allow you to make game instance subsystems directly in Blueprint, but it broke my entire UI. I ended up having to disable it. It's time to learn C++, Golden. It's time to learn C++. It is time to learn C++. Anyways, we're not going to work on the train stuff right now. I do want to keep working on the gameplay stuff. So what we'll do is we'll just make it so the gearbox sticks out, and then at a future date, we'll make it so the gearbox can be indented inside of the train. So how does Lumen look in your game? Could always make it an option for lower end PCs. I'd have to look through what the process is like to enable Lumen in DX11, because the project is on DX11. And I'm pretty sure there is a way of utilizing Lumen in DX11. I don't remember how to, though. I don't remember how to. Amazing texture atlases for this game? I probably will once we start doing proper texturing. Everything right now just uses like random ass materials just to kind of get the vibe going. Are we one day away from V1.0 release? Harmless? No. Let me actually, before I start, let me go put away my coffee cup and let me quickly go to the bathroom. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hello. Hey. You're going for that dithered low poly look like a Lethal Company, just using decent color grading and having a little bounce light scatter around. Will probably look amazing. We do have that, actually. We do indeed, actually. Right here. This is non-shadow casting point lights. However, I don't know. Like, obviously, they're a lot cheaper than shadow casting lights, but they do still double up basically the light complexity of an area. Not great. Not good, but not super shit. But you know, yeah. But yeah, we'll see as we work more on the visuals and stuff. Maybe I'll be a little bit happier with that at some point. Maybe I will be happier at some point with it. Okay. Well, let's get started on this. So, gear item, gear arrangement, initial blueprint, gearbox model with the missing gear, and then slotting the gear into the gearbox. Do we want the gears to be able to turn, like rotate? It would be cool that the problem is right now the current game design of the gear arrangement is that you just slot a gear in. It'd be cool to maybe have something that is a little bit more than that. I don't know. Just something a little bit extra. Like what would be the other thing that we can do? But I guess maybe we just say you just slot it in. Now, do we make it so you can have the gear in your inventory when you slot it in? Or should we make it so you have to slot it in by physics slotting it in? That is the next question. We got the idea of how the gear would work. Do we make it so you have to slot the fucker in yourself? With physics? If we make it so you have to slot it in yourself, we have to make it so the gear can't be placed in your inventory. You have to like drag it around. You know what I mean? I feel like using physics would be fun. Is that character model final and production ready? Yes, yes it is. That's the final enemy. He's here to stay. Nope. The valve! Dude, there's no way that the clients have to spin as much as they do. The server doesn't even have to spin that much. There might be something wrong there that I have to figure out. It could just be a case of like latency taking a while for it to load in. I don't know, but man, they gotta spin a lot on the client side to get that to finish. All right. I do like the idea of it being physics-based. One, because then that might make it so players might not just put it in their inventory and then forget about it. They instead got to drag it around. So I think we should make it like a nice big gear. Nice big gear that slots in. I feel like that'd be sweet. I like that idea. Open up Blender. It's time. I think I have a folder for maintenance tasks. Or a file. Let's see. I don't know if I do. We have engine props. We have maintenance task props. There we go. We're in. Although, where's our size reference guy? Where is he? We got Unreal Mannequin in here. We don't want Unreal Mannequin. We want, whatever. I like the idea of like having to slot the gear in yourself. That'd be fun. What would also be cool is you have to like, once you slot the gear into place, you gotta like close, you gotta like screw the gear in. That could be kind of fun. That could be, that, I could see that being kind of fun. I don't know, maybe. Maybe we just slot the gear in. Like, that's already enough of a challenge, because it's like you have to bring the gear from wherever it is in the cabin that's randomly spawned. And then, throw that shit in there. Missed half the development. How is the player meant to understand what they need to do and what to spin? I will figure that part out. There'll be a missing gear, maybe with like a, maybe we'll have a gear static mesh that's there, but it'll be like glowing, like it's missing, and then that'll be an indicator that, hey, there needs to be something slotted in here. And that'll be the idea. That's the neat part, as I see. They're not meant to understand. We do want the players to kind of have a little bit of like an element of figuring things out, but we will have to figure out like, okay, how do we make it like easy to grasp to some extent? And how do we tutorialize it enough that we give them enough of a hint to know what to do? Panic spawns pog moments when you succeed. It's true. It's true. We gotta, I don't know. I don't want to treat the player like they're stupid. I really don't. As much as like that's like the advice that people will usually give you is treat the player like they're stupid. Like, yeah, but at the same time, I also kind of want to treat like the player can figure things out to some extent. Okay, so let's get a cube box. I'm smart. Don't lie to yourself, Bill. Smart enough? All right, fair enough. Okay, so we make it a big... make it a nice big box. Let me get a reference. Gearbox. Although, it's technically not the right term. This is not really like a gearbox. This is literally just a box with gears in it. Technically not correct. But fuck it. We ballin'. Gears. Gears. Yes. Yes. Doesn't want to treat players stupid, immediately calls chat stupid. No, you guys aren't stupid. The gearbox sounds on track to have some very satisfying sound effects. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we could. Modular train in Discord? What'd you do? Oh, you went like that. I was thinking technically even more modular. So I was actually thinking what I would do is actually have just one sidewall as a grid piece. The start and the end could just be like its own predefined fucking spots anyways. And then that way you could have one side piece here, rotate it, and then you have the other side, and then just lay out the walls. And like that could be one way of going about it. I hope when you get canceled, they use that clip as, see, he was an asshole. It'll probably happen one day. It'll probably happen one day. And honestly, I'll probably deserve it. The thing is, I kind of want this to be like, the idea is I want a gear that's spinning, but it's kind of off screen, because ideally I'd want this to be inside of a wall. But for now, we won't do that just yet. Players need to be led by the hand. They just don't like to know when it happens. Like, we'll have some indicators of stuff for sure. Imagine this game blows up and the clip of you calling your audience dumb blows up out of context. I didn't, what did I even say? Honestly, I don't even know what I said. But if it does blow up out of context, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call anybody stupid. I just meant it as, I said it as a joke. Against Bill. The train looks too bleak. Consider adding anime skins for the train. I don't know if today is a good day to be saying shit like that, especially considering that some gooner just got outed as a... Anyways, Gearbox. This guy days ago. I've been taught for years to think at least 4 times about what I'm about to say before speaking aloud. I can confirm I did actually think about what I was going to say 4 times in my head, and I still said it. And honestly, no regrets. Fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Honestly, no regrets. You're saying I didn't think about what I said? No, you are wrong. I did think about what I said. Thinks about it 4 times, says it, immediately forgets what he said. I'm gonna be honest, I did kind of forget what I said. I did kind of forget. I think you guys are just making it a lot more than what it actually is. Yeah, I'm just saying. I do know wrong, okay? I get nothing wrong. I'm the best. It's just everybody else around me. I did not have a mana gem in my inventory. Oh my god, the person got banned on Twitch. They'll probably get unbanned in 24 hours. They'll get unbanned in 24 hours. It's like a vacation. All right, so we need to make this shit up, right? So I'm thinking we have like... So here's what I'm thinking. We get 2 gears that are already slotted in here. One over here that's missing that requires the middle one to then allow the other one to spin. Thoughts? That's okay. I don't need your thoughts. I know that's a good idea. Okay, moving on. What does the gear look like? Do we make it like a traditional gear? Yeah, maybe. I like that idea. You're kind of cooking, Mr. Streamer. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. What the hell is that? Gears of War? That's not what I meant. I searched up Gears. Oh, you... Gamers are such nerds, man. I'm looking for Gears, not Gears of Wars. Here's your reference. Thank you. Thank you. Good reference. Very good reference. Might I say? Mai Tai. Okay, hold on. Let's model a gear real quick. Hold on. I need a reference open, chat. I need a reference open of a gear. It's gear time. It's gear time. It's time for gears. Not Gears of War. I like this reference. It's probably AI generated. Guess I'll go fuck myself, but it at least shows me what I need. I like this. It's a random image of a bunch of gears. That's cool. Which one do I want to do? I kind of like that one. The one with the holes in them. Yeah, the one with the holes in them. Ooh, this one's got a little bit of, ooh, grunge. I like that one. It's kind of sick. When they're kind of slotted in. Yo! Wait. Wait a Dinkelberg second. I'm just saying random shit at this point. Okay, now I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. This is the type of shit that comes out when I'm not thinking. Bevel gear? The hell is that? Screw gear? Crown gear? Internal gear? Rack and pinion? What the mechanics have gone too far. They need to chill the fuck out. What is a rack and onion? I'm gonna puke. All right. Actually, wait, maybe this is a good reference. I like that one. All right, we got ourselves a corner with just a bunch of gears in them. A corner with a bunch of gears. Make a gear that looks like Billy Harrington to honor his valuable influence on media culture? What the hell? How would it look like? How do I make a gear that looks like Billy? Explain this to me. All right, so. You're about to, and Sadat, how's it going? We're gonna want a cylinder. I do kind of like the idea that some of the gears are in the back. That looks pretty sick. Shit. Shit. Let's make it 16 teeth. And then let's do something like this. I don't know, let's just start with this real quick. Start with something like this, and then we can do I control individual individual origin normal. Chad, is that good enough? Looks like a gear to me. Let's scale it on the Y a little bit, just a tad. It's too pointy? What do you mean it's too pointy? Look at the gears. Do you see this shit? It's supposed to be pointy. Unless this doesn't, we don't want that to be pointy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I guess we wouldn't want that to be too pointy, huh? Am I really about to bevel this? Oh. Well, well, well. Now you're probably wondering, Krim, you could probably just mirror this. Yeah. And? Do I have all of the Blender keys shortcuts memorized? No, just enough to get work done. Just enough to get what I need done. Just the basics. Dude. Oh, it's because it's the same object. Wait, why is that? Wait, what? This is supposed to be separated. This shit is not sloppy enough. We need to make it thicker. Make the gear thicker. Thick gear. Thick gear. Now I'm going to mirror it. Okay. This has more polygons than some game's main characters 20 years ago. It only has 272 triangles. This is on par with, like, the games from 20 years ago. Until I bevel it, which then it's not, but... I don't think I'm going to bevel it. I thought about it, but then I'm like, you know what, maybe we don't. Actually, maybe we do this. Even though then we have that. But who cares? But then, who cares? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, then to sharpen the edge, we can do this. Boundary. Mark sharp. Smooth. Do we sharpen the edges on the inside here? No, I don't think so. Well, maybe. No, I don't think so. Weighted normals. All right. Okay. Very cool. Sick. Awesome. All right, so the idea is we'd put this here, but this I'd want it to be kind of clipping, because then the idea is I want this to be inside of the wall. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's just design this. So this would be where the one that's missing would be. This would be the one that's missing. Right? I think it'd be cool if there was a gear that's like in the back here. But I think for the purposes of my sanity, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because, I don't know. Because. We're making it nice and thick. What Google search did you make to get those references? Gears? gears. I want the gear that the players have to pick up to be a different design. Gears that perchance go to war? No. No. They do not go to war. These are friendly gears. All they do is gear it up, man. They just be gearing it up, man. Good, hi, Dick. How's it going? Okay, hear me out. Game name idea. Gears of Train. Thoughts. Dude, the game is called Train Rot. Stop trying to impose your ideas in here, okay? Stop it. Stop. Get help. Stop. Get help. Just being a straight asshole. But does the train rot? There might be parts of it that rot. One could assume. One could assume that the train does indeed rot. Name drop. I've never seen people be excited for a game and hate a game within an hour like I have yesterday. Wait, which game? Knight's Path? Oh, I saw some shit that they wrote on Twitter. Someone asked if they were going to have some LGBTQ representation, and then they stupidly responded to that, which they should not have fucking responded to that. But the way that they responded to it was not very good. Let's just say it was not good. Okay, cool. And then we'll have it so these all have the same speed, which will look very cool. What's the name of the app that lets you pin photos on a board? It's called Puref. Puref. P-U-R-E-R-E-F. The game didn't really look that interesting to me. I don't know. Like, all the drama aside, like... Then they showed one of the most AI-looking females I've ever seen, and I'm like, all right, man. I don't know. If you're not going to have any LGBTQ representation in your game, just don't reply to tweets like that. Pro PR tip. Just, like, don't respond to it or anything. Like, genuinely looks like a straight from an AI ad. I think I saw it. I don't know. Who cares? I wouldn't say it looks like AI. It just looks like... It kind of just looks like... I wouldn't say it looks like metahuman either. Who cares, man? I don't care for... Not my problem is my answer. Thankfully not my problem. Because I'm not an asshole. Or, well, I am kind of an asshole, but not like that kind of asshole. Dude, I kind of want some of these gears to be sticking out. Oh, wait, no, that one is indented. I just realized. I'm cool with that. Not your game and shut up is the motto to live by. Like, if you do any sort of, like, I don't know, for me, if you do any sort of representation of anything, just put it in. And in my opinion, just don't advertise that you put representation in. Just put it in just for the sake, because you want to have some element of representation. You don't have to, like, use it as a marketing ploy. That would be my way of looking at it. If I did put any sort of representation in, I'd put it subtly, but there's always going to be people that will... There's people that bashed having different non-traditional hair colors in Suit for Hire. They called it LGBT. And I'm like, nah, man, I just want to look like fucking Goku, man. Can I not just look like Goku or Vegeta or like a fucking Super Saiyan? Like, bro, come on. But they saw it as LGBT representation. I'm like, I think everybody's cooked, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I did see that. I did see that tweet. I can see why you're making sausage people in this game now. What do you mean? Are you trying to make a reference that I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, Raven. So when we have that hidden, that I feel like looks pretty obvious that you have a missing gear. Like, you know what I mean? Right? Like that, right? Do you guys feel like we need to put like a little bit more? I was thinking maybe I put some like little circle indentations that something's missing in here. Some little like markers that like we like outline it a little bit. Well, yeah, it's missing. Yeah, well, no shit. Yeah, I know. Needs more yellow paint. Maybe we do put a little bit of yellow paint in here. Shit my pants, I did. Barrabudas, thank you. 31 months, actually. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. What about like circular scratches where the gear fits? That could be sick too. Update 2 for Hightail's looking pretty massive. Good on them, man. That's true. Yeah, I think we put some weathering in the back here. That could definitely be very cool. Is the gear just going to be on the floor? So the way that this is going to work is when this maintenance task gets spawned in, it's going to spawn a gear item, which will randomly spawn somewhere in the train. Or somewhere in that car. Circular scratches will interact well with the player's flashlight. You guys are smart, man. You guys are really smart. Can I do that without doing a texture right now? Thought there was a hair on my face. Floaties? I'm thinking about that. 30,000 polys? Nah, we could do it. We could do. I can do it with less. This better be the most detailed gear I've ever seen. You're in the wrong place. Fuck it, we ball. It's not horrible for a non-texture scratch. Like in the future, obviously we'll make it like a texture, but for now, just to at least show an indicator. Transfer mesh data, data type, custom normals, nearest face interpolated. There we go. Temporary always becomes permanent. We don't talk about that. You could Boolean it, but why? Think about it. Like, why would we have to Boolean it? It's supposed to be a floaty. It doesn't really need a Boolean it. I can do with less, adds a cylinder. Listen, guys, listen. It's 192 triangles, and it reuses a material. You know how fucking incredible that is? We don't have to put a texture in for this fucking thing. That would eat up more memory or RAM. It's just geometry. No Z fighting? As I can see, there is no Z fighting. If we do find Z fighting, we'll just adjust the specific spot that has any Z fighting. What you making first time watching? Hey, no worries, dude. It's not a dumb question. We're making a gearbox, although it's not really a box. It's not a gearbox like in the traditional sense that you would think like with a car. It's a box with gears. it's a box filled with gears. We're making a co-op survival horror game. We have to keep a train going, and there's going to be a random task where a gear falls out of this gearbox, which you can see here. And then you have to find the gear and slot it in. So that's basically the idea. That's the idea. Kind of friendslop-ish kind of game, sort of. Yeah. Oh shit, I'd play that? Hell yeah. The elevator pitch is a success. Major success. Let's because the weathering is like really far off where the gear is. Let's do something fun here. I'm gonna make it so where the gear would be slotted is slightly higher up. That way you can kind of tell, like, this is the spot. This is the guy. He's the guy. This gear is the guy. Let me put this back into place. I think it was slightly more out. There we go. Okay, okay, all right, okay. Cooking. We're cooking a little bit here, I think, possibly. Rename your studio to Gearbox Studios. Nothing will change God Mode Interactive. Nothing will change God Mode Interactive. I was thinking we'd do like an exterior where it's like surrounding the gear. But now that we have the kind of cylinder sticking out, I do still kind of want to do it. I think that would look kind of cool. So let's do it. Why? I don't know, because I can. I'm just, no. God Mode Interactive. It's such a, I don't know, it's to me, I love the name because it goes back to a cheat code that, like, when you think about it, most kids these days probably don't even fucking know what God Mode is. Like /God Mode. They probably don't even know what that is in reference to, which is great. But then the people that know, you know what I mean? Like, then that becomes cool. You know what I mean? What about SV_cheats_1 interactive? You know, that doesn't really slap as well as this in God Mode. You know, great idea. However, it definitely doesn't slap as well as God Mode Interactive, that's for sure. Don't worry, we'll optimize this later. I think that's kind of cool. It also kind of accents the missing cog a bit more, the missing gear. I like the way Square Enix named their subsidiary studios Creative Business Unit 3. Yes, yeah, I work at Creative Business Unit 3. That'll definitely get your devs inspired. That'll definitely get them interested. Surely. Surely that'll get them real interested. I was thinking of putting one up here, but I actually think maybe we leave it for the top here. That's actually really annoying because now I gotta do this whole thing with like all of these. Ay caramba. Oh. Actually, there's a better way of doing this. Delete this. Where's my delete button? I'm having a brain fart. Delete. Plane. Watch this. Watch this. Hold. Please hold. shit. This had a consistent padding at one point. We can fix this. Smooth that out a little bit. Smooth that out a little bit. Are we for real right now? This is the worst circle I've ever seen in my life. What is this, an egg? You guys see I'm using I'm pretty smart. I'm using the circle select as like a... As a reference. I know. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty good. Yeah. What if we just cut out a circle? Well. Well, shh. Quiet down. You're gonna make me look stupid. You're gonna make me look dumb. How do you plan a game and test a concept? Sketches, a solid story script, storyboarding? I don't know. I just kind of like try to make it and then hope it doesn't fuck up. You know, I kind of just try to make the thing and then, you know, see what happens. But it's usually like ideation. What is the cheapest way of doing this? Probably triangulate? No, triangulate. That's probably, yeah, that's probably the easiest way of doing that. All right, let's see how that looks. Definitely does not look right. Yeah, I'm not very good when it comes to the prototyping phase, as you can tell with this game's project. Not very good with the prototyping phase, if I'm going to be honest. Because there's so many elements of this game that could go wrong that we haven't like play tested yet. But you know what? I believe in the idea. The idea sounds very strong. It's just on a basis of how do we make it feel fun while still within the realms of friendslop, making it accessible so your friends, another friend could join you and get into the game and start understanding it within a short period of time. I think that is going to be part of the design philosophy, I guess, is how do we make it so we want the players to think, but we also don't want them to immediately not understand how to confront an issue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know that player is going to stand in front of that and judge the micron non-precision? Listen, brother, the entire game is non-precise, okay? Are you really can... Are we really going to get into this? Let's be real. Get real. Okay, this looks cool. But what about that missing part over there? I don't know. Also, this would be cool if it was a separate height. If it was a different height, that could look kind of cool. That could look kind of cool. Hey, Crimson, you owe me a $1 burger. I remember now. What? No, I don't. The top part looks like the Chowder tall guy upside down. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm over here trying to like figure out like what the silhouette is, and then I just remember I literally don't even know who that is. Do you know the select sharp edges thing? I think I know what you're talking about. Hold on. I can clear my nose. We had a deal when you released Ronin, you owe me a burger. Well, I didn't release Ronin, so I guess no burger. Yes, you did. I literally did not. Ronin isn't even out. How do you turn this on? Was a legendary cheat code? I remember Mother Load. Does anybody remember what that game was from? Anybody remember Mother Load? Sims? Yeah, it was Sims. At least that's what I remember it from. I'm not sure if it was used in different games, but I play tested Ronin. It exists. Brother, there's no game there. The most of the game is just running around and jumping on walls and shit. The gears are clipping out of the sides. Ideally, where this gear would be placed is inside of a wall. So this would actually extend, the interior would extend farther out, and it wouldn't have an exterior. The exterior would look like this. So that's the idea. But we don't have that, so alas. Oh wait, hold on, my cam. What if I want to run around and go on walls? That's true. You could. That's true. Like I won't. I can't stop you from that. Here, I can open it up for those that don't know the context of what I'm talking about. I used to work on a project years ago. I was trying to make a cyberpunk roguelite, and most of the game was shit. Most of it was garbage. Yeah. I don't even know where the combat was going. Is it still cool? It's still a cool idea, I think. Yeah, I'll probably like go back. Like, I could see myself coming back to this project maybe in the future. I don't know. We'll see what happens after this game. We'll see what happens. The UI was the only cool part of this project. Like the weapon wheel. Or the, seeing your, like, modifications. Which didn't really go that far. Can I, like, drop an item? How do you drop an item again? I had a cheat button. I know I did. That's not the right one. It's this one. No, it's not that one. It's this one. No, it's got to be this one. Which one is it? That's not it. What is that? Oh, that's probably where my target is. It's not it. Control W. That's not it. That's not it. That's not the number. Maybe it's not in this build. No, there's no way I didn't fucking push the latest shit to this, right? Peace out, Revan. As long as you don't increase its scope. The problem is the design of this game is just has a big scope by default. It just is a large scale scope project. Like, there's not much I can really do. Like it by definition, the entire game is kind of large scale. Like there are ways of reducing the scope, but then you kind of lose out on some of the charm of it. Like one of the ideas to reduce the scope was it'd be like a traditional roguelite in the sense that you would go from area to area and it would just be predefined small zones. But then you lose out on the whole concept of it being a large scale city that you're kind of going through, and now it's just like they're essentially like rooms. How high can you get? Do I have no clip button? So I think at the time of working on this, we were making it so it's like the world is all pre-made, but you just do contracts within the world, and that's kind of like the roguelite element. So it's a static world, but the actual like starting points and where items are and shit like that is like, but that's just like, for one, the scope of that is fucking crazy. Yeah, let me do this instead, because then it's easier to fly around. So like, you know, it's got some cool ideas, but I think it's too much. It's how MGS5 set up. It's an open world where they put stuff in permission. Yeah, I guess basically MGS5. The city, did I make it or as an asset? No, we made it. A lot of it is like blueprints where it's like very easily shaped buildings. So it's like, this is like, it's basically like you have splines that you can quickly like lay out, and then you just specify how many floors down it goes. And like, that's it. The entire game plays on rooftops. We had the construction building that we worked on at one point. What a waste of fucking time. I learned quite a bit from this project though, so not necessarily a waste of time, but what a performance nightmare this project would be though. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh look, the train. Oh my god. We've gone full circle. We've gone full circle. Glad we can stick to sausage men. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it would do well. I only need to add a box slashing to train slop to go full circle. I don't think this demo has the... I don't think it has the box slashing. Are you telling me I didn't set a fade distance for all of these dynamic lights? No, I did, but it's just really, really far. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. Oh, wait, there's also like a fake fog texture. Do you guys see that? There's like a fake fog texture that spawns in. And it... Does it fade out? No, it doesn't. So, not only... Not only is there volumetric fog, not only is there a... Unless maybe that's just the volumetric fog fading in. I think it is. There goes the train again. Yeah, this was a cool, interesting project, but I think it was way too big for what I could do back then. Oh yeah, this was like a whole idea where this is like a big government building where some of the missions would be in here and you'd have to like take on like a whole thing in the tower. But it's also a prison complex, and so you have these like... We had this like... I think we had this idea where this would be like flying ships that would take prisoners. Yeah. An interesting idea that I don't think will ever probably come to fruition. Or it would at least be completely redone. We would probably completely redo it. Fatal error. It's because I Alt F4'd. Unreal. Okay. Well, we got our gearbox, I suppose. It would be cool to fit a smaller gear in here. So this is the gear that we need to make as an item. So we need to export this separately. These also technically need to be exported separately because we want them spinning. We'll make a fun rotator WPO effect for that. At least as a long-term project with smaller in between. My problem is just like what makes that project unique, I guess. Like what do we do that makes it unique, and what do we do that makes it unique while not having the most enormous scope and existence, you know what I mean? I think that's another question to ask. Those games aren't around as much anymore also. Roguelites? Oh, cyberpunk style. I guess. Gearbox, basic gear. Set that to export recursive. This we do not want to export. This we want to export. Gearbox item. And then we want to parent everything else to this. This will be gearbox frame. Would that be mounted on the wall or in the wall? Ideally, right now it'll be just on the wall, but in the future this would be in the wall. Is the train alive? We were kind of, making it kind of alive. We cooking up another minigame thing? Yeah. Half of the game is the minigame stuff, so, we gotta have, like, a nice variety of stuff. Any similar game in mind to what the general colors and mood the game would be matching? Probably Lethal Company and Repo. While still kind of being its own realm of thing. Yeah. You see what Worka's making? Yeah, he's making like a Western kind of friendslop game. A Western. Okay, so let's export multiple things to export here. When we select all this, it should be just 3, 2. Oh, gotta set that to recursive. 3 objects. Okay, 3. Export. It'd be cool if the terminal also froze and you have to restart it somehow. This terminal? The idea is that when the power goes out, these all turn off. So you have to turn on the power again to see like what's going on and stuff. That would be the idea. Again, of course, the normals get recomputed for some silly reason. I don't know why Unreal does that. Unreal needs to stop doing that. Maybe there's a button that I gotta check in the import settings that is like doing that. Oh shit, I forgot to do something. There we go. There's a button you need to uncheck in the import settings? Okay, probably just that then. Probably just that then. Alright, so I'm thinking we just duplicate the fuse box. Although this is going to be a funny situation because it's one object that's an item that then needs to interact with the gearbox. And that item is not associated with the blueprint. So it's going to be this is going to be a very interesting, it's going to be a very interesting thing to do. Do I want to use the fuse box as a base? No, actually, I don't. I actually don't. I think we can make this its own thing. Or we could use the pipe. No, not even. Like, there's too many things in here that's just unnecessary right now. Let's just do this. BP underscore maintenance task gear arrangement. Or gear slotting. Let's call it gear slotting. Although I should probably... It's just gear arrangement is too long. So, static mesh. This will be the frame. We can make that static. In fact, we can make everything static in here. This is a gear box frame. There he is in all of his beauty. Kind of in the wrong spot. He has a really weird origin point. Kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I don't really... Yeah. Thank you. Very good. We probably also want a socket here. That'll be pretty important as well. Let's slap some colors on this though. So the main... Let's do just metal, I guess. I don't want to make everything metal though, because it's like that's gonna look really boring. But the weathering will be metal dark. And then we have another material in here that I forgot to assign, which is probably just this. What if for the weathering I use a dark, some random dark material? There we go. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not? Sure. That, yeah. Like, ideally, I want this to be metal, and then the base to be a different material. Like, something like that. Like, that's fine. Like, we could just do that. Sure. Just leave that. Sure. Why not? Sure. Why not? And then let's do metal dark for the weathering. Although, I kind of like the bright one. I'm okay with the bright one. Okay. Actually, no, we want the dark one. Fuck. Because I want it to have enough contrast. Sure. It's subtle enough, kind of. All right. Then we need our gears. We need our gears. Music. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna play a different mix. I like the Arc Raiders soundtrack. I think it's cool. All right, so let's slot this shit into place. Can I get a left view? I'd like a right view. If I remember correctly, one of these is supposed to be like indented. I think it's this one. There you go. Just give it a little bit of charm. All right, and then the next idea is to essentially make a new material for this. I wish I could just take this metal and then create a material from it. Like, not a material instance, but like an actual material. Oh, that would be so nice. But I guess we're just going with the test mat material then. Spinning gear. Okay, so for metallic, we want it to be metallic. Let's change the color, make it a little darker. Give it a little bit of brown values in there. Okay. There's a lot of random shit in here, but that's okay. Let's do gold, normal. I like that one. And then world position offset, sure, keep that there for now. Actually, I'm gonna need this. Rotator. I think it's this one. Can slap that there. Cheaply rotates the object around the world y-axis. Oh, fuck. I gotta select an axis? Oh, come on. Can I transform this? From world space to local space. Rotation amount, a value of 1 is equal to 1 full rotation. Time. Is it time? I'm pretty sure there's an easy way of making something rotate. Excuse me? What is going on? Hold on, let me see if I can find the actual rotate WPO. I'm pretty sure there's an easy way of doing this that does not require whatever the hell is going on over here. Oh, wait. I did that incorrectly. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Is the transform for some reason causing the sphere to become inverted? Anybody seeing something kind of weird going on here? Pretty sure this is just default to absolute world position, so I don't need to slot an absolute world position in there. But let me see if that... I don't think that's going to fix anything. Why are the normals inverted? For the rotator. Do you guys see this shit? You guys seeing this shit? This is kind of weird. It's possible I have to turn off tangent space normals. Nope. Huh? 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 That is not normal. You might be right. You might be right. You might be onto something. Now it looks fine. The y-axis for some reason looks like it's the normals are inverted. No, they definitely are. No, they most definitely are inverted. But the x is not. Now, we can turn off the distance field ambient occlusion. That's not a worry. We can turn that off, no problem. All right, well, let's just see. Spinning gear. Yep, that's exactly the direction I wanted it to go in. But if I do the y, are the normals inverted? Why are the normals inverted? That doesn't make any sense. Also, I was hoping that we could make it so the y-axis takes it from world space and then turns it into local space, but I think, what if we do this? I don't know why it's inverted. Even with the regular thing from y-axis? Let's see, what is y-axis doing? How could I go about inverting the normals after the fact? Well, let's just see. We should make this one not spinning at the beginning. But for now, let's just figure out fixing this stuff. We want to turn it from world space. It's kind of funny when you rotate it. Like, luckily, we're lucky that that works. However, once we start rotating the box, that's the reason why I want to make sure that this works. The instant we rotate this box in a different orientation, everything's going to break. As you can see. Also, the normals are broken. Don't know why. Has anyone seen a roll of $100 bills wrapped up in a rubber band because we found the rubber band? Brother, it's just a it's just a rubber band. I don't know what to tell you. What? The resulting output data should then be used as the The resulting output then it should be used as the base normal in the blend angle corrected normals material function. What? What are you saying? What are you saying? Why is this... This node sucks. This node sucks. This thing sucks, man. Hold on. Let me find a different way of doing rotate WPO that doesn't require the rotate about axis, but... I swear I've done... Like, there's the other rotate about axis. There's this one, but I think it's more expensive. This one, I believe, is more expensive. However, I'm pretty sure I've made a rotator that's, like, cheap. Like, I'm pretty sure I've made a cheap one before. Some guy had the same issue and he was told to use that one. What'd you ask? Chat GPT? Uh-huh. Object pivot point. World position. Normalized rotation axis. Like, the thing is, I don't want to use that. I want to use the object rotation. Object orientation? Is that the rotation of the object, of the thing? I don't know. Let's find out. It's spinning! Bro, it's spinning. It's... Hold on. Yes! It's spinning the right way. Okay, so here's what we need to do. I export this facing up. That's the easy fix. And that's going to be the fix for this. You kidding me? Hell yeah, I'm making this easier for myself. Hold on, we need to slow down. I can't tell which direction we're going. Is everyone spinning in the right direction? I can't tell. I'm gonna be honest. Wait. Wait, that fucker's... Is this guy supposed to be spinning in the other direction? Hold on, everybody calm down. This needs to be slowed down. This is getting way too fast. Oh, period slows it down. That's funny. Okie dokie. Okay, so... This one rotates in a different direction. Can I just rotate it? Oh my god, it works. I can just rotate it. Yes! Oh, yes, dude. Okay. Now, of course, our normals are, from the looks of it, broken. But that's okay. That's just... God, that looks so fucking good. Look at... Oh my god. Oh my. Ooh. Wow. Hey, relax. Hey, relax. Take a sip of water. Okay. Now we just need to slot in the right one, which we will set to invisible by default. But once you slot it in, we just delete the item. Someone's gooning the gears right now. That is going the wrong way. That's because it is exported the wrong way. Don't you worry. I'm here to fix the problem. All right, and then we got that one. And look at that. It just slots into place. I can't see anything because there's a fucking scene root in the way. Oh, you stupid asshole. Oh, come on. I can't even... Really? How about left side? Okay, I can make out where the cylinder is supposed to be. Right here. All right, we got it. Unreal. The normals look kind of messed up. Like, they look a little... I don't know about you guys. They look a little like inverted. They still look inverted. Like they're not inverted, but something's not right about them. And I'm pretty sure there's a way to fix that. We could do tangent space normals, turn that off, and I think if we turn that off, it might fix it. What? What if I... What if I take the vertex tangent and then I multiply it by -1? I've never used that tangent node, by the way. I literally don't know what it does. Honestly, they look fine. Guys, gonna be real. It looks fine. I have inverted the WPO effect. What happens? This. Very cool. Thank you, Elon Musk. Honestly, they look fine. If anything, they got style. It could just be the lighting. Damn, that does, you gotta admit, that is kind of like therapeutic looking, like seeing the gears fall into place. That does tickle a special spot in my heart. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys, but that looks pretty cool. So here's the idea. These two gears are gonna be spinning. This one will not, because it won't be there. And then this one will not be spinning yet. Yeah, the normals look weird. Yeah, the normal map is definitely inverted. This is inverted. I don't think we can simply invert the normals, though. I have an idea. Why don't we just not use a normal map? Hey, a crazy idea. What if we just not? Problem solved. Look at that. We should probably up the resolution of this entire thing, though, but that's okay. Damn, that looks cool, though. You gotta admit, that looks cool. I think using this material is incorrect, though, for the frame. Oh, great. It has fucking WPO. Ah, great. You should make different sizes of wheels to make it not look useless. Dude, I'm not smart enough to get the gears aligned for different sizes, okay? All right, I'm not smart enough to do that. I'm stupid. All right, so no. I'm not smart enough. Can I multiply this by a value and will that fuck up anything? Of course it does. It's scaling it down. So what we need to do is actually scale time. Dude, put this, go over here. Spin. Custom primitive data. Very cool. So then what we want to do here is these two will have custom primitive data uno. I love how like custom primitive data defaults don't work in Pi or they don't work in editor anymore for some reason. Don't ask me why. It just doesn't work. I wish I knew. Wish I knew why. I don't know why. We'll figure out how this all gets slotted in a moment. But the missing gear, by default, we want this hidden in-game. Or actually, we want it visible, and then we'll set it to hidden whenever this thing gets associated. But let's set it to hidden in-game for now. No! I should really put this somewhere else. Anyways, put it in the train. Put this fucker in the train. I'm not in the mood right now, man. Get out. Thank you. All right. Why aren't you spinning? You have the custom primitive data defaults in here. Why aren't you spinning? Yeah. No, that should work. God, I hate... Why did they change this shit in something? They changed something in UE5 with these custom primitive data defaults, and like now it just doesn't work properly. And honestly, Unreal, you're starting to piss me off. You're starting to really like get on my nerves and shit, man. So you don't have to make material instance and do the whole complicated setup anymore? Nah, man. You could use custom primitive data to not have to do all that kind of instancing stuff. But for some reason, this is... I'm gonna puke. Why isn't this working? They changed something somewhere for some reason. You know, sometimes I get real mad. So, for some reason now, what you have to do... Let me check gear 2 and gear 3. You now have to do this. You now have to do this for some stupid reason. You have to like either put it in the construction script or in the begin play. Why? I don't know. Like, why? Why? Why can't I just see it in preview in the fucking engine, man? Like, dude. You're getting on my nerves, man. Thing sucks. Crim to Godot incoming. Is this gearbox too small? What do you guys think? Should we make this like... Should we make this thing larger? No, I think this is a fine size. Good say. Reported and add the stop braking shit. I don't know. Am I doing something wrong? Like, am I doing something wrong? I've always followed the same procedure for setting custom primitive datas, and for some reason it just like... I don't know what they changed about these... Like, I don't know, man. I think this one is on Epic. I think it needs framing or light on it to hint it's interactable. Probably. We will probably need that, yes. Especially when it's active. Like an active task. The problem is that for some reason this default that you associate, they changed something with the custom primitive data now. I don't know why. This like doesn't work anymore. Either that, or if I go in the blueprint, I bet you that those numbers are just not going to be like updated. Look at this chat. Do you see this shit? It's empty. Why? I have it right there. Oh, oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Cock. Maybe the engine needs to be restarted? Maybe, but that's just stupid. You set up a default in the blueprint, and then for some reason it just clears it once you put the thing. What if I put another one in here? Maybe it works now. Now it works. That makes no fucking sense, man. Just ask the Unreal AI assistant. Sorry, I'm not in 6.7 and Unreal. He said the number? Type it in chat. Type it in chat. That's one whole thing. I see it's a regular day of coding. Just a regular day of using Unreal Engine. You know how it goes. Yeah, let's set up a light in here so that it's a little bit more obvious. I also want to get a bevel on here. Just so we get light shining on that missing part, because right now it's hard to kind of tell, but once we slap a bevel in there, it should be a little bit easier to tell. Me coming up with random science behind this. Yeah, the missing slot is kind of hard to see, so we're just going to add a bevel, and that should make it so the light shines on it better, and then it'll be much easier to know that there is a missing piece. Yeah, why are the normals fucked? That doesn't make any sense. It could have sparks, no reason for it, just slop, you know? Yeah, maybe. We could put sparks. I'm down. Is Unreal that problematic? Nah, it's not. I just like to complain. You know how it goes. I just like to complain. Where should the light be here? So we have this section here, which would be on the outside. This would separate this and the door. Should I move this in a little bit more? Let's move it in a little bit more, and then let's get a light up here. And then, what was the UV unwrap for the lights again? I actually don't remember. What? What the? Why is there 7 UV channels? Huh? No, seriously, why are there 7 UV channels? I think it is a full UV. It's a full UV. Okay. You have extra faces on that main gear spot? Just jumped in the stream, so I'm not sure if that's on purpose. Do you have extra faces on that main gear spot? These, yes. These are to kind of look like scratches. to signify the missing piece. Now, in the future, we'll probably turn that into a texture or something else. I'm not sure yet. But that's what we got going on for that. Yep. Export. I don't know why this has 5 million UVs. Something happened with this this object's export. Someone remind me to fix that. That's psychotic. Oh, that's so psychotic. Oh my god. Okay, light. Emissive light. Is this the right one? Yes. Although it's... a warm light isn't too bad. What this does mean is that we, yet again, have to add a custom primitive data. Again. Which surely will work, right? Nope, it doesn't. God, it adds so much to a light when you actually have it like have black spots and not just a full emissive like these. This we're gonna turn into we're gonna do the same thing with these. We're gonna have a different texture that'll make it more radial, and then that will look super cool as well. Like all of these are gonna have similar kind of things because it just looks so much better having that, man. It just looks so much better. Yeah. People say Lumen is bad, meanwhile we get 7 layers of slop. Don't worry, I'll fix it later. It's missing the red interactable design concept. Maybe the pin or the back could be red. I was thinking of maybe a little emissive in the back here that kind of shows it as missing. Either that or, yeah, we'll have like a mesh that's outlined. But I feel like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm the one making it, but I feel like it's kind of self-explainable, the fact that there's a gear not moving, but the other two are moving. Maybe I'm just making assumptions here, because I'm a jackass. Hold on, I need a spotlight. On the frame. That's sure. Yeah, you can attach it to the frame, that's fine. Oh, even better, if the missing piece is almost in the middle. Oh my god, it is. It's almost in the middle. Oh, he's cooking. He's kind of cooking a little bit. There is a little bit of cooking going on here. But because the way this light is structured, I have to do this. Well, doesn't that just suck? You have to make the right assumption, which is people are stupid and will try everything but that. I know. Maybe a checkered pattern in yellow and black on the outside to signify that it's a task. Ideally, what we do is, in the future, we make it so tasks only open up when they're required. So you'll see a bunch of emissives and stuff associated only on things that actually, like, require your attention. There will probably also be, like, a gear sound of, like, a... Like, we'll have a sound or something associated with it being broken. And then maybe we do end up having it so, like, the missing gear here just has, like... a transparent, like, mask material or something. We'll probably have to do that. Which, you know, that's fine. Such is life. You know, that's fine. Such is life. We'll just have to deal with it, and that's just how it will be. Really cool looking. I kind of like it being red. That's kind of hot. Is this a material instanceable thing? Yes. Light color. Red. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh wow. Oh. Oh. Um do I have a red paint? I don't know. I think I do. Yes. Yes. Am I having a moment? Is this not what an arrow looks like? What's wrong with me? Arrow. I'm having a moment. I'm having a moment. Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. All right, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just having a moment. I'm just having a moment. I'm just having a moment. Something. My brain just turned off for like a moment. I had a where the fuck I am kind of moment. Red. Now we'll probably have to have more. Like we'll see as we do playtesting. We'll determine like where things might need to be. Like, dude, I don't know. That looks. This game might not be for 7-year-olds, but I think a 12-year-old could figure that one out. I don't know. I just. Oh. And that also fills in that empty space. Big pog, humongous pog. The red looks sick though. You gotta admit. The guy went in and out of the door like he's checking the fridge for food. It was like nothing. Checks it again in 30 minutes. Nothing. Hey, that's pretty hot looking. I'm very happy with this. I think this can work. It's not said often, but I find it impressive your Blender Unroll workflow, the way you easily go back and forth and are able to create and implement. It's just, it's much easier to just get anything done. You know what I mean? Like, getting anything done doesn't, it's not like, this tool makes it super easy to just export things. It's nice. You know what I mean? It's nice, for sure. What is that tool? It is called Blender for Unreal Engine. It's made by a person called Xavier. You should be able to find like the link somewhere on like GitHub or something. Yes. I feel like that looks nicer in terms of the lighting. Instead of it being flat. No, not Xavier. 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 The arrow placement at the top in that empty space would look better and more obvious because the red light illuminates that area. You mean like... Oh. We could always do multiple. Hey, fuck it. Why one arrow when you can have 3? Why do 1 when you can do 3? You know what I mean? Add a post-it note? We're definitely gonna do a bunch of stuff like that. I want to have a little bit of character. Like there was like mechanics before you that like fixed this shit before. Different people within the sausage realm. Within the sausage verse. Insert the flux capacitor. Oh shit, I don't want the red to have shadows. There we go. Although that might be just like not, it might be not, oh my god. I thought this shit was like slightly floating. It's like really off. Yeah, that one-click export button, very, very handy. Once you like start getting things going, you have the mesh going. The rest of it is just kind of like iteration and whatnot. Yes. Substance Painter can use arbitrary GLCL shaders, so you can look match between the two if you really want to. In the case of this, I don't think I really want to use Substance Painter because we're using a lot of like... I want to try to reuse textures as much as we can throughout this project. And plus, I feel like it matches the art style a lot more. But there will probably be moments where we start using trim sheets and stuff like that for sure. Like, we are using trim sheets for the... Yeah, open the door for me. Thank you. Like, these are trim sheets. So we will probably start using more trim sheets, but yeah. I think he was talking to me. Oh. Use the add functionality! Oh! The power went out. That's how angry I was. Anyways, so the gear system. Do I use a special drawing PC/tablet for modding such drawing for games, or do I just use a regular monitor mouse? I just use regular monitor mouse. If I'm sculpting, I'll sometimes pull out my my tablet, but I have not used that tablet in a really long time. It's been a while. All right, well, we need to put the gear in the game. Put the gear in the game. I think it is. Wait, it is in the game. We just make an item for it. Okay. Yes. Item underscore gearbox dash gear. Gearbox gear. It's gonna be a hand. I don't know what texture to give this. Just give it the thing. Gear. Does it have a texture? It does not. Spinning gear. Which we honestly don't need to put this, whatever. Mesh scale, 111. Item equipable actor. We don't want a equipable actor in here because we do not want it to be in the backpack. Yeah. Gear. Item name gear. This is a test description. Yes, it is. Burn energy 8. Shop value 5. We really don't want people to burn this. So let's make it so it does not give that much burn energy. And I guess we can keep the shop value in there. Default durability would be -1 because it doesn't have a durability. Would I suggest using one consistently, or is it a preference for game development for art design? I think it's just based on preference. I know some people model with a tablet. like Andrew models with a tablet, but I don't. Look at that, we got some gears. Oh, the fucking WPO is incorrect. Wait. Let's just make it metal. No gears are spawned. No, obviously the ideal is that when an error goes wrong, this would spawn a gear for us somewhere on the train. Wait, what? Huh? Huh? Okay. Alright, so the idea is, once we have rotating in the game... Or maybe you don't need rotating in the game, maybe you just do this. The idea would be, you'd go up to here, and you slot this fucker in, and then it go... And then it's in. Now, I ain't gonna lie, the gear kind of looking kind of big. Oh, the collision of this thing isn't updated, which is why there's a... Stupid. You stupid. Ah. You think you're so funny, huh? Having incorrect collisions? I'm setting up like a spot where you'd be able to insert the thing. And then let's get a collision box to the very back. Okay. Will I have wrong gears spread around? No, we're not gonna get that, dude. We're not gonna get that confusing. These motherfuckers are gonna be gone. They're gonna be lost. The whole train's gonna be on fire by the time they figure it out. This will probably be task enough to get them to figure out how to put the thing in the thing. Anyways, we don't need them to be exact. We just need them to, like, at least slot it in to place. Which admittedly is quite hard. Either that or the other gears in this have collision. Which they do. And I bet you the collision of these stupid things is wrong. Watch this. Unreal. Yeah, we'll have to like automatically once this thing finds that there is a gear nearby, it will it should automatically slot into place. Either that or I think the reason as to why it doesn't drag like a traditional item does is it's not set to carryable. But the thing is, if we set it to carryable, then that means that you can That means you could pick it up, which is not what I'd like. Please, spawn a gear for me. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so this can happen and then you can rotate it, but then the problem is then you can loot it. Which I don't want players to loot this. Am I gonna have to redo my code? I'm gonna have to redo my code, aren't I? Whatever. I recall you saying in the previous stream you used Unity for a short time. Why did you switch? It just didn't click for me. But to be fair, that was like literally right when I started game development, which was like 12 years ago. So I don't have enough experience with Unity to actually give like a proper opinion on it. But I just, yeah, it just didn't really click for me. Whereas Unreal kind of just seemed more up my alley, I guess. I think the blueprints and the material editor at the time were just kind of like interesting to me. I know Unity has different tools now, but at the time it didn't really have all those fancy things. Restart, restart, restart. I know, I know. It's in! Although, what's weird is that the collision, we can't even, it won't even kind of slot in place. Hmm. Yeah, no, I'm gonna make it so it's like, as long as the center point of the gear is in place, it'll just interpolate into the thing. So I think what we'll do, because we have the temporary version of the gear, you guys are gonna hear that startup noise quite a few times. Oh, never mind, never mind. Yeah, we'll make it like enough where it's like it just automatically slots in. We like create a fake version of the gear and then it slots in. And then everything will come into place. It'll all just come into place. It'll just slot in. It'll just do the thing. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. Now, how are we going to determine if a gear has entered the range? I guess it'd begin overlap. I suppose we use overlaps. I don't like using overlaps, but I guess we'll use overlaps. I'm gearing here. Alright, cool. Still a lot to do, but it's a good start. Getting hungry. Where do we put this thing? Ideally, I think it'd be outside. But for our testing version, where do we put it? Like right here for now? That does not seem right, what we just did there. That seems slightly illegal. We played the instance, it gave us the old instance, and then we could still save the instance? Very scary. Very scary. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna continue this off stream, I think, because I'm really hungry, and it's almost getting 6 o'clock. Kind of late. But we're slowly getting there with this. I think I'll finish this off stream. All I'm gonna really do is on the server, it's gonna spawn a cog somewhere in the cabin. So then the players are guaranteed to have a gear that they can use in there. This will start randomly spawning throughout the game though. Like, we can go on the train and start finding these randomly within the train. Like, that'll be the idea as well. But we'll do that, and then I'll do the whole slotting in shit, and then it's gonna be cool. Wow, the shadows look fucking crazy. Like, the popping in and shit, not the prettiest thing in the world. I don't know why that's occurring, but whatever. Anyways, good stream. Yeah. Yes, very cool. It also needs doors. It needs a set of doors, but we'll get that going at a future date. Set of doors. Little panels to cover it up. But yeah. I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I have a dentist appointment. I don't know if I'll go live. We'll see. I don't know if I'll have the energy to do all of that. Yeah. If not tomorrow, maybe I do a stream on Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out. Stay safe. It's getting real snowy out there. It's getting real crazy. And yeah, thanks for dropping by. I'll see you guys next time.